Hey, what's up, y'all? So today I'm reviewing the Ride1UP Core-5 electric bike. This is a really good affordable bike coming in right over $1,000 right now on sale, but the normal price is around $1,200 or so. But it's been on sale the last time I checked for the last 5 months or so. So that's probably going to be the price that you get it at. But yeah, what you're getting with this bike are the core necessities. It doesn't have any fenders. It doesn't have a tail light or brake light. It doesn't have a headlight, but you get everything else that you need to kind of get your journey started with an electric bike. So the design of this bike is pretty simple, but it does have an aluminum alloy frame. So after you get this thing assembled, which for me took around 30 minutes or so, this thing does feel very rock solid. Nothing is rattling or feels loose after you get it all put together. And Ride1UP did a really good job with the cable management. Everything that needs to be tied down is, and a lot of the cables are internally routed in the middle of the bike, especially those cables that do need to go to the rear motor. Now, because of the price of this bike, this might be your first one that you buy, but they do have some instructional videos on how to put it together. But you basically have to put the front tire, the handlebars, the seat, and also the chain on this bike. But it is pretty simple. And as far as the design, you do have a step through option. So that option doesn't have this bar here at the top, so it's a little bit easier to get on and off of the bike. But I do have the one that's non-step through, and I do like this bar though because I can attach some different bags and things if I wanted to. And both bikes do have a place for you to add a water bottle right there on the middle of the bike there, so that's convenient. And as I mentioned before, even though these bikes don't have any type of fenders or rear rack, you can add those separately, and the company does sell those on their website. And they already have the holes pre-drilled on this bike, so it's ready to go when you do want to add them. But them not adding them to this bike is one of those factors that does help keep the cost down. Now, there is one thing that I did switch out, and that is the seat. Now, for a stock seat, it is fine. It does have some cushion to it, but for me, I needed a wider seat, so I did switch it out for one of my Cloud 9 seats that I usually put on my bikes that is also attached to a suspension seat post, which gives me a very nice, comfortable ride. But if you aren't as big as me, look, I'm 6 feet tall, around 220 pounds. My butt is a little wide. If you don't have that issue, this seat might be fine for you, but I did swap it out for my personal taste. And the seat post, you can raise it up and down. Now with the handlebars though, you can't adjust them as far as raising them up and down. So the riding position of this bike is going to have you a little bit forward, but not too forward as I've experienced on other bikes. But the handlebar grips are comfortable. And then on the left side, you will find a thumb throttle. If you don't want to use pedal assist, just use that throttle to get you on your way. And you will find next to that the display that gives you that basic information as far as your speed and your mileage. Now on the screen is where you also be able to go up and down the different levels of pedal assist, which you do have 5 levels on this bike. And also if you do hold down on the minus button, that will activate this walking mode, so you can hold that down and walk alongside the bike, and the motor will activate just a little to be able to help you along. And this is really good for kind of walking this up a hill if you need to. But on one hand, it is a little bit faster for a walking mode than I would want. Now I do have long legs, so that meant that I just had to walk a little bit faster than normal. But if you have shorter legs, you might find yourself picking up a light jog. Now on the right hand side of the handlebars, you will find the controls for the 7-speed Shimano derailleur, which is actually really good. And if this is your first electric bike, this derailleur and these controls are going to be made for you to be able to shift down on the gears if you are going uphill. That's going to make it easier for you to get this bike up, especially along with the pedal assist. And then if you shift up to the higher gears, that's going to be made for when you are riding on flat land, and that's going to allow you to get the faster speed a little bit easier. Now speaking of speed, let's talk about that here. So this bike does have a 750 watt hub motor on the rear wheel, which is actually really good. I was expecting maybe like a 500 watt motor for a bike around this price range, but the 750 watts has enough power to get you up most hills without having to have you like stand up and pedal and stuff. So I found the motor to be more powerful than what I need in most city environments. But if you are thinking about taking this thing off-road, you might want to think again, because the motor is fine, but this bike doesn't have any type of suspension system. You don't have one on the front, you don't have one on the back. So if you are going off-road or on bumpy terrain, you're going to find that you're going to be feeling all of those bumps. So I definitely recommend upgrading this seat post of this bike to one that is a suspension seat post, which you can find on Amazon, and I'll leave 1 or 2 linked down below that I use. But if you do need to go off in some grass or gravel and stuff, it's not going to be too uncomfortable, but just be aware of that. Now the tires on this bike do come in at 27.5 by 2.2 inches, so they're not super fat, they're not super skinny, they're right there in the middle. They're going to be mostly used for paved roads, but if you do need to go off-road or in grass a little bit, these tires are going to help you a little bit. Now this bike does feature mechanical disc brakes on the front and the rear, and mechanical disc brakes can be hit and miss sometimes, but they nailed it with this one because these do have Tektro mechanical disc brakes. So that means when I've been riding around, I do need to come to a stop. They got me to a stop in a hurry. Not as good as a hydraulic disc brakes, but definitely good enough to make me feel comfortable when I'm going downhill or going at faster speeds. All right, so now for the first of 2 speed tests I'm going to do. So the first one, I'm just going to be using the throttle only. So let's get this thing going in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so throttle is engaged. I'm about 220 pounds and I have a camera bag with me that's about, maybe 10 to 15 pounds. And we are already at 16 miles per hour, 18 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour on the bikes display. We're at 22 miles per hour. And on my GPS, we're at around 22 as well. So it looks like it's pretty accurate as far as the speed compared to my GPS app on my phone. And so right when I got up to like 22 miles per hour, I did feel the motor go ahead and slow itself down. So that's the limit that it has. So that definitely feels like it can definitely go faster. So let's test out the mechanical disc brakes. Not bad at all for mechanical disc brakes. So yeah, the throttle only speed, we got up to right around 22 miles per hour. So now let's test it with pedal assist. All right, so I have it in pedal assist level 5. So let's get this thing going in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, here we go. And we're off. I was pretty happy with the throttle only speeds with this bike. So we're already at 16, 17 miles per hour with pedal assist. I'm gonna give it a little bit more power with my legs pumping here. We're at 24 miles per hour, 26, 27.5, 28.5, and can we get 29? Yep, we got 29 miles per hour on the bike's display, and we're at like 27 miles per hour on my GPS. There's a little bit of a bump there, so I slowed down, so let me give it a little bit more power, and we hit 28 miles per hour using the GPS. Now for some braking. All right, took a little bit longer at the higher speeds, but still pretty good. And one of the things I'm really more impressed with is just how fast I was able to get up to these advertised speeds using pedal assist and also using the throttle only. It actually felt a little bit faster than some more expensive bikes that I have tested. All right, so now let's talk about battery and range. So this bike does have a 48 volt, 10.4 amp hour battery that is integrated in the kind of the middle frame here. But you can take one of the 2 keys that this bike does come with and go ahead and unlock that. Now you can go ahead and remove that battery, and now you can take it indoors to charge and leave your bike outside or in the garage if you wanted to. And the charge time for the battery is between 3 to 6 hours. But as far as the actual range that you can get, Ride1UP says that you can get between 20 and 40 miles, but that is dependent on your weight, terrain, how many hills you're going up, and also if you're using the throttle a lot or if you're using the pedal assist. For me, I was able to use pedal assist level 3, and I was able to get around like 29 to 30 miles out of that, which is not bad, again, for this price range. But if you're looking for something that you can just ride all day without having any type of range anxiety, this is not going to be the bike for you. But the good thing is that this bike does weigh 48 pounds, so it's pretty lightweight to pick up. As you can see here, yep. I've been working out a little bit, but no, it's not that heavy at all. It's heavier than your normal bike, but for an electric bike, it's not that bad. And a couple of other little things is that this bike is rated IP65 for water resistant. It's not waterproof, so you don't want to leave it outside all day in the rain, but if it does get a little bit wet in light rain and stuff, it should be fine. And the weight capacity for this bike is around 275 pounds. So that definitely comes into play. If you do add a rear rack on this bike, you can add a little bit extra stuff to it. And with that being said, this wraps up my review of the Ride1UP Core-5 electric bike. Leave your comment down below and let me know what you think about this bike. I'll drop a couple of links down below so you can go ahead and check out this bike even further and also buy one if you are interested in it. And also give this video a like if you did like it, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. But enough instructions, I'm about to head out of here. I do want to thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.